girl them skill arty. Thunderball, some me give it to, some me give it to, some me give it to our girls. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty. Baby girl, all my girls, all my girls. Thunderball say, well, I'm on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right.
So we're trying to find the time it takes me from the start of my dive until I hit the water. So T equals question mark, we're trying to find that. And then the change in position equals 4 meters, which we got from adding the 1 meter to the 3 meter, the 1 meter that I jumped off the board. And then velocity initial equals 0 meters per second, because I'd already jumped off, come to a stop, and now I'm starting to go down, so in the middle it's 0 meters per second. And then the final velocity equals 8 meters per second.
Hey guys, okay, so you have all these knowns. We know that the displacement is 4 meters, your initial velocity is 0 meters per second, and your final is 8 meters per second, but we don't know the time. So using the UM equations, are also called the FAB4, which are listed right here, so done by Liesl, we can start to figure out how we can solve for the time.
Yes, so you have to figure out which ones have time in them, which all of them do except for this one. And then we have to figure out which one has displacement in them, which these two do. And then we also don't have the acceleration, so we know that this is the equation that we're going to use. Okay guys, so we're going to use that equation and plug in the knowns to figure out the unknown. So you know, change in x equals the velocity initial plus the velocity final over 2 all times the time. So then we plug in the values that we have. So we know that 4 equals 0 plus 8 over 2 times the unknown. And then we're just going to solve this equation for t. So if you simplify that a little bit, you get 4 equals 4t. So then if you divide on both sides, you get that the time equals 1.0. And then don't forget to add units, 1 second. So it takes 1 second for me to go from the start to the finish of my dive.
You warm, I got the right temperature for shelter you from this.
That's okay. Okay, so let's say Liesl now jumped off a diving board that was 10 meters from the water. So we know her initial velocity will be 0 meters per second. Her displacement will be 10 meters. Her acceleration will be 9.81 meters per second. And we know that just because that's her acceleration due to gravity, and given this, we're ignoring air resistance, ignoring everything else. And then we're solving for her final velocity. And that velocity will be the velocity right before she actually hits the water. So, given these are our knowns, we're going to look at the 4 UM equations that we drew up before. And knowing what we have now, we're going to use the equation.
Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa you.
VF squared equals VI squared plus 2 times the acceleration times the displacement. So using that equation, we're just going to start filling in our knowns. VF squared is equal to 0 squared plus 2 times 9.81 times 10. And after solving all that out, you're going to get Lisa's final velocity at the moment right before she hits the water is 14. Should I just guess?
14.0.
I think it's 14.0.
Yeah.
It's 14.0 meters per second. Okay. In the video you guys just saw, I may have taken a little tumble off the horse. Happens. Okay. So, let's try a diagram to represent that. It's the ground, and here's our horse. He was previously drawn, took a while. It's okay. So we know I'm going to be falling about 2 meters to the ground. Not that bad, 6 feet. My final velocity it will be 0 when I finally stop moving. My initial velocity will be around 13 meters per second, which is around 30 miles per hour. And then I'm going to try to be finding out how long it takes for me to fall completely. So, what?
Meters.
Yeah.
List the knowns.
Oh. My displacement will be 2 meters. Shout out to Pinch. So, which UAM equation shall I use? Lisa, what UAM equation should I use?
You're going to use the second one, which is change in displacement equals the velocity initial plus the final velocity over 2 times the time.
Temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Oh oh. Because the girl them broke out on the floor. From you don't wanna work this performer. From you don't wanna man where can't turn you on. Girl, make I see you when